So today we're just going to jump right in, and what we're going to talk about is the difference between tropical astrology and sidereal astrology. Here in the States, everyone follows Western astrology, which typically aligns with tropical astrology. If you are someone who is in need or is just curious into looking into your own chart, which you should, looking at your tropical chart, your chart's going to be completely different than who you actually are. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through my charts so you can kind of see, one, how to read a chart, and two, what the difference is between tropical and sidereal and which one is more accurate. And I'm already going to tell you the answer. It's sidereal astrology, or more specifically, true sidereal astrology. Tropical goes off of the seasons, and sidereal goes off of the current alignments of the stars, and it also takes in the sizing of the constellations into consideration. Even going off of the seasons, while might have been accurate at the time, or over 2,000 years ago, the Earth changes on its axis one day every 71 years. And that really puts us off when we go thousands of years into the future, which is now today, the modern world. And you could even look outside and see that our seasons don't even align. Everything has changed and it doesn't necessarily work anymore. And the reason why people still hold on to tropical astrology is because it's so collective. It's the default knowledge, it's the common knowledge of most people on astrology. And so because there's this collective knowledge and this collective consciousness and an emotion about what astrology is and what it means and what the signs mean and who we are in terms of our zodiac, we all kind of just naturally pretend to align with them because that is just what everyone else believes. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. And if you have any questions specifically about your chart, feel free to hit me up. I do chart readings, and I go ahead and I give you your actual chart and what it actually means for you. And I also do astrology books that are personalized. So definitely check that out. So let's get into here today. So this chart on the right, for example, is tropical astrology. And this says that I'm a Libra Ascendant Virgo, is how I would say it, with an Aries Moon. So what this means in terms of astrology is that I have this Libra soul. The first house, the ascendant, means my mask, the thing that I wear when I'm viewing the world, the goggles that I look through, is through the eyes of a Libra. And Libras are people pleasers. Libras are the sign of balance. They're the sign of harmony. They're the sign of love. It's an air sign. It's a cardinal air sign. So they are the leaders of love, essentially. But the fact that they're an air sign means that they're not always grounded. They're kind of always up in the air. They're kind of always romanticizing and idealizing what life should be rather than being grounded and realistic. And they can't stand conflict, like not being able to confront people and dealing with negative emotions or drama. It really eats them up inside. From a tropical standpoint, I can say, oh yeah, I totally resonate with that because I hate when people don't get along. And the Libra Ascendant means that I'm going to be naturally good looking because Libra is the sign of Venus, or the Roman god Venus, the goddess of love and all things beautiful, and also the goddess of art and comfort. And so having a Libra Ascendant in tropical astrology suggests that my chart ruler is Venus, meaning that I am a lover, and that my overview of the world is that I view it through the eyes of a lover and an artist. And I can, like, if someone's talking to me about this, I can resonate with it because I love art. I am a theater performer. Libra is the flirt. I'm very flirtatious. When I meet strangers, the first house is about how you deal with strangers. And with the Libra aspect, you might be a little superficial with people that you don't know. And it's that kind of, You didn't give me a reason to be mean to you, so I'm just going to be nice to you, no matter how I'm feeling on the inside. It's not that you're being fake necessarily, but you learn that there is value in playing nice. Like, you kind of separate your own feelings and put them aside so that you don't make someone else feel uncomfortable and not get confrontational. That's something that I can kind of resonate with. But is that my ascendant? Tropical astrologers would say that it is, but I disagree. And so also with it saying that I'm a Libra ascendant Virgo, Virgo is the sign of the Virgin. It means getting as close to nature as possible. Virgos are born with this contract to Mother Earth, and I'm going to take care of the earth. I'm going to take care of its creatures. Virgo is the sign of pets, domesticated animals. It is also the sign of health and work and service. So it's being the servant. So if I have this Virgo Sun, that means that my purpose on this earth would be to be a servant of the earth, to basically take in what suits my health and cutting out the rest, figuring out how to improve the life of myself and of others. So Virgo is the perfectionist. Virgo is the detail-oriented, organized, structured type A type person. And they can have this shadow side of being overly critical, because Virgos project their own insecurities onto other people, and then they try to fix themselves by fixing the other person. And so, as this is saying that this is my sun in tropical astrology, I can relate to Virgo. Like, definitely. I was like, ever since I've been growing up, I've always considered myself to be a textbook Virgo. Like, people would be like, you're a little overcritical. Like, who are you to be able to critique this or provide criticism or try to improve anything? Like, what makes you think that you can do that? And I'd be like, because I'm a Virgo. Virgos are the Mary Poppins of the zodiac. They are the perfectionists. They take something and they make it better. That is part of their signed contract with the Mother Earth. And in the same regards with being the sign of pets, Virgos love to take care. Virgos have this routine of taking care of people and being the caretaker and doing the little things every day, like doing the chores every day and taking the dog for a walk every day. And animals themselves work the best on routines. And so, for example, if you have a dog, I'm sure that if you have a schedule for them, it doesn't matter what you do, every single morning at 6 a.m., your dog's going to wake you up and say, hey, you know what? It's breakfast time. Feed me. And you get up and you do it. It's a routine. Like every 11:30 a.m., like your dog says, this is when we go for a walk, and they sit by the leash, or they look at the leash, or they point at it, or whatever. They come bug you incessantly until you go over to the door. They're on a schedule. They're routined. They're habitual that way, and that's what a Virgo is in the same regards. And I can totally relate to that because I love animals. I am obsessed with pets. I love dogs. Like, I was raised with dogs, and so of course I'm going to resonate with being a lover of animals and having creatures flock to me. I make this joke because I do wag walks every once in a while, or wag sittings, and I make a joke that it's only a matter of time before I'm the dog's favorite person. And that's because, for whatever reason, almost all dogs like me. They love me. Like, dogs love me. There's just a kindred spirit that I have with dogs specifically, but with mammals, I should say. Birds don't like me, but that's also because I'm afraid of birds, so they probably respond to that. Anyways, but that's like something I resonate with, right? So if someone says, oh yeah, you're a Libra Ascendant Virgo, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so I'm a good-looking people pleaser who's willing to serve, and I love animals, and I might be a little hypercritical sometimes. I might throw my insecurities onto other people and try to fix them and it's really me trying to fix myself, like that is something that I can resonate with. That makes sense. And with the Aries Moon over here in the tropical astrology, an Aries Moon means that when you were raised primarily by your mother figure, the Aries Moon suggests that you had a very contradictive upbringing. It's the fact that they wanted to instill these rules into you, or this leadership into you. They wanted to teach you how to be a leader. They wanted to teach you how to be assertive and ambitious and direct. And anytime you actually went to do those things, you weren't allowed to, or you were held back, or you were directed into a different course, or they tried to be dominant over you. And what this does is it creates an emotional conflict and an emotional warrior inside you, where there's just so much frustration and so much fire going on inside, because you're so frustrated that you can't actually put anything into practice. You can't actually go and do the things that they've been teaching you how to do. And you feel hold back in life. And if you have Aries strongly in your chart at all, and you're not being able to be in a state of action, you're gonna be frustrated, and especially internally. And so what this Aries Moon suggests for me is that when I was raised, my mother figure did that to me. She would say, I want you to be a leader, son. I want you to go out and I want you to do these things and have a successful life. I want you to go out and I want you to be a winner. And then anytime I went to take on that leadership, I got smacked down. And I don't want to sound like I was abused or anything. I've always been close with my mom. But we get frustrated with each other all the time. And it's because there is this miscommunication between us most of the time. And that is our expectations. She has an expectation and I have an expectation, and it's hard for them to meet in the middle. And so this causes a lot of inner fire. And with that Aries Moon, it suggests that I have a short emotional tolerance. It means that I emotionally get revved up easily. It means that if I see something that really goes against my core, or something that I naturally just don't align with or don't agree with, or I see someone being mistreated, or I see that someone isn't given the same opportunities as me, I get angry, and I get this burning sensation in my throat and in my chest and in my stomach, and I just sit there and it rages inside until I finally just have had enough, and I stand up and I say something and I speak out against it. Like, that kind of would be like an Aries Moon, is that I don't know necessarily how to deal with my own emotions. So that's like something that I can resonate with, right? And this is all tropical astrology, so there is some merit to it, right? But the thing is none of it is true. If we look over here to true sidereal astrology, I am a Virgo Ascendant Leo with a Pisces Moon. So what this means is that my purpose on this planet isn't to be the perfectionist. My purpose isn't to be a servant of the world, per se. My purpose is to share my light with the world. My purpose is to put on the crown and to be generous, to come and speak from the heart, do everything from the heart, and guide people in the right direction like the sun does. To be the sun, to share my warmth, to share my generosity. My purpose on this planet is to be myself, to find out who that is, what my true authentic self is, live that authenticity, and share that with the rest of the world. And what this does is it opens up a whole new realm for me and a whole new path for me, because this whole time I resonated with the Virgo Sun, and the reason why I resonated with the Virgo Sun is because I have a Virgo Ascendant. Not a Virgo Sun, a Virgo Ascendant. And people who have the Ascendant have and may display more characteristics of the actual zodiac than the actual sun sign. And what I mean by that is because it all comes down to your perspective. The glasses, right? So the Virgo Ascendant tells me that I view the world as a Virgo. It means that I have a Virgo soul. It means that the ghost within the machine is a perfectionist, a servant to the world, a person who just loves to serve, who just loves to help, who loves animals, who has this soul connection with nature and with animals, and wants to be able to take something and improve it, and always look for the way that we can make something better. Like that is still it's still a part of my trinity, right? It's still a part of my chart, the Virgo Ascendant versus the Virgo Sun. The Virgo Sun would be that my ego, the things that feed my ego, would be me helping people. But those aren't the things that bring me joy. The sun sparks your curiosity and it brings you joy. What brings me joy is sharing my generosity with the world. What brings me joy is performing. I said that I was an actor. The Leo sign is the performer. The Leo sign is the king. The Leo sign is the celebrity. The Leo sign is the sun in the sky. Like, it is finding your stage to perform on, finding where you belong, and being able to express yourself fully. They like to talk to people. They like to network with people. They're very spontaneous. They're very warm. They're very funny. They're very charming. They can fall into narcissism. They can fall into the pompous, the snobby aspects very easily. But it's the point of they just need to be bold. Leos need to be seen and they need to be heard. And so this is something that's interesting because the things that I resonated about the Aries Moon was the fact that I had this inner fire, this inner energy that when not used, I get revved up and I look at what my expectations are and what my standards are. And if people don't meet those standards, then I get angry. And these standards for Leo is very high. Leos have high standards. With being the archetype of the king, the Leo needs to have top quality things in life. Top quality friends, top quality house, a top quality job, a top quality food, whatever. They set high standards. And actually a lot of Leos are perfectionists as well because the Leo sun is on this journey of figuring out exactly who they are and how to be their most authentic self and how to improve themselves, how to be the best version of themselves so that they can be the light. It's a lot, right? But it changes your whole perspective. And just the fact of astrology in general is you have all 12, 13 zodiacs, if you count a fucus, which I like to do. That's a whole nother episode. You have all of the zodiacs in you. You have them all somewhere in your chart. And it's where they are in your chart that is important. And it changes dramatically what your purpose is, what your path is, how you process emotions and the natural challenges that you're going to have in life, depending on which sign is where. For example, like I said, the Virgo Sun, when I was walking around as the Virgo Sun, I thought it was my purpose. It was my right to criticize. And I took that as I need to pay attention to the details and be organized and all that stuff because nobody else is going to. I'm going to have to be the one to be perfect and to make things perfect. And so I would walk around and I'd always look for things and I was always focused on the negative things because the polarity of a Virgo is negative. the negative polarity, it stands for darkness, chaos, femininity, attractiveness, manifesting. It has to do with drawing things to you rather than going out to getting them. But that's what I was doing. I was focusing on those things. The reason why this doesn't change who I am, but at the same time shifts my mindset, is that none of that brought me joy. None of that sparked my curiosity. I felt it more as an obligation to do those things because I had the ability to. Because when it comes to my ascendant being Virgo in the sidereal astrology instead, that ability is just one of my tool sets. It's just one of the things that's going to help me ascend to my sun sign, to rise, some people call it the rising sign, to rise up to my sun sign. And it has nothing to do with, if I'm just going to pick and choose my own chart, and that has nothing to do with it. In order to become the actor, I have to do the work every day. In order to share my light and have the means to be generous and give my fortune and my prosperity to everyone else around me, because that's what brings me joy, is the generosity. I love giving. That's what I need to do. I need to work. I need to do it. I need to come up with a lifestyle that is a healthy lifestyle that is going to be in supportive of my emotional health, my social health, my physical health, and that's the way I'm going to become my sun sign. That makes so much more sense. That hits so much more home to me. And I've seen it so many times where people have come to me and they're lost, they're struggling, they don't know what's happening in their life, they don't know what's happening in their relationships, sometimes they even tell me, I don't know who I am anymore. And I say, well, have you looked at astrology? And they go, yes, and I had a friend, won't name her, but she said, I'm a Aries Ascendant Leo with a Libra Moon. With a Libra Moon. And she goes, so I'm all fire and air. And I had this feeling that my interactions with her were not fire at all. It was all water. And so I said, are you looking at tropical or are you looking at sidereal? And she didn't know the difference. And that's the first key for me. That's the first tell that they're looking at tropical. Because if you type anything into Google, you go online and just say, blah, 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 astrology, it's going to come up with tropical because that's the default. That's the collective. You have to look up sidereal or true sidereal astrology. And so I sent her her chart, her sidereal chart, and it said that she was a Cancer sun. She was a Cancer Ascendant Pisces with a Virgo Moon. So she was a Leo Ascendant Aries. I think I might have switched that she was a Leo Ascendant Aries with a Libra Moon before, but it turns out she was actually a Cancer Ascendant Pisces with a Virgo Moon. And when I told her that, she didn't know what to do with herself. She literally cried, and she was like, wow, I didn't realize that I was so water based. I just thought, oh yeah, I'm a sun. I'm a fire sign. I resonate with fire, sure. There's things that I resonate with. But she didn't actually go into it. And so I had to say, no, you're a Pisces. You're not an Aries. This changes everything, because Aries are all about, the Aries have direction in life. They have ambitions. They know exactly what they want to do and where they want to go. It's made for them. It's maintaining the energy to do those things and to not quit before the project's completed. But for a Pisces has no direction in life. Pisces is the collective sign of the water sign. It is the compassionate sign. It's the collective emotion. It is the I don't know who I am because I am everybody and I am nothing. I am the world and yet I am not. Pisces is not of this world. They're in a different reality. They're not even on this plane of existence. And so for her to be able to realize that, I said, my God, like your life is gonna completely change because now you're aware of who you actually are. And how I showed her what a Cancer ascendant does, and I explained to her that the Cancer is like Elsa from Frozen 2, the Show Yourself, that song. It's the Cancer archetype. It's realizing that you have the power within you already, and you have to learn how to nurture and mother yourself to bring out your natural powers. That is that she just bawled, and she was so happy, and she like dove into astrology, and she's really been learning on her own. I sent her a couple PDFs and things like that to help her get started, but it changes your whole perspective. And everything, while you may resonate with some things in your tropical chart, you have to realize that there's a reason why you resonate with it. And you have to look at your true sidereal astrology chart if you really want to be able to put things into practice and really understand what your purpose is in this life and how you're supposed to do it, how you're supposed to unlock that potential, and what's going to get in your way. So here's the thing, with the Aries Moon, with me actually being a Pisces Moon, this is the thing. It changes everything because Pisces emotionally don't really ever know what it is that they are feeling. With water being able to absorb and change to whatever space it's in, being able to take in whatever is poured into it, Pisces moons have this ability to feel what everyone else is feeling. They are empathic. So if someone else is angry, I'm going to feel angry because I'm sharing the emotion. I'm the collective emotion. And I'm going to think that I feel angry because they're feeling angry. But it has nothing to do with me. And I actually, if I sit in my solitude and I think, okay, so why do I feel this way? It always comes to me that it doesn't belong to me. It's not my own emotion. And I have to put it to the side. And so with this Pisces moon, I'm very interchangeable. I'm a chameleon. It depends on my emotions, and who I am internally depend on who I'm around, who I am with, what my environment is like. These are the kinds of things that influence me. I'm a chameleon. I like to become other people. I like to become characters. And the Pisces moon also makes me an actor because I can naturally feel what it's like to go through something without actually going through it. It's that compassion, it's that understanding, it's taking a walk in someone else's shoes, while at the same time being emotionally directionless on the inside. I feel like I have no direction in life. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, who I'm supposed to be with, what the future is going to hold, what the past is supposed to mean, because inside I have no natural direction. And so I have to look at other parts of my chart that give me that sense of direction. And it's interesting that there would be this natural irritation and frustration within me because there's so many unknown questions. The opposite of Virgo is Pisces. Pisces and Virgo are the opposition. They share this overanalyzing and spectator role. They are the observers. They like to stand back and they like to observe and they like to watch. For the Virgo, it's I gotta watch and pay attention because I'm gonna pick up what's going on and then I'm gonna mutably change and adjust to the situation and then go for it. And Pisces, they like to sit back and watch, but they don't have that natural ability to go. That they just sit and watch and they adjust to the emotion of the environment, but then they might not actually do anything about it because they're just so caught up in just being a part of it without being a part of it, because separation is an illusion, right? And the things that I wanted to point out and why, and you can tell, like, the stuff that I resonated in my Aries moon can be found in my sidereal chart. So one of the things that we need to know is a part of my fire, that fire within me that eats me up, where I just feel this burning and I feel like I need to say something. That comes down to my Leo Sun and my Leo Mercury. Mercury is the mind, but it's also your mouth. It's your communication, right? And a Leo Sun is fire. So having a Leo Mercury is fire. I am very passionate about the things that I think. I'm very passionate about the way that I speak. I am naturally going to speak with authority because I have the Leo Sun and the Leo sign in my Mercury. So if I see something with my high Leo expectations that I don't like, then I'm going to get angry about it. I'm going to get frustrated about it because there's that fixed fire. The Leo sign is the fixed fire. It's the fire that just stays and it's just constant. That's what a fixed sign means. It's sustainable. It's constant. And so having this with the Mercury, like naturally, I'm gonna feel like I need to say something because Leos need to be seen, they need to be heard. I need to say it, I need to speak it, I need to point it out, I need to say, hey, that's not okay, that's not fair. Like that's what I resonated with the Aries Moon, and it's actually in my Leoness. It's the fire. That's where the fire is. And also over here, I have my Mars that is a squared aspect with my moon. So the aspects are the relationships that the planets have with each other, and that's a whole part of who you are as well. So having this Mars squared with my moon in my sidereal chart, what this means is that emotionally I'm gonna be confrontational. Whenever planets are in squared, that they're squaring up to each other, it means that they are not getting along. That these two aspects within you are not in balance. There's something there that's causing this frustration and this war between these two aspects. So with Mars being my assertiveness, my direction, my ambition, my goals, my desire to win in life, if that is in conflict with how I emotionally feel, with the moon being your nurturance and how you were raised as a child, that makes me emotionally confrontational and it makes me emotionally frustrated. Like that, it's the same stuff as the Aries Moon. Like that's where a lot of my anger comes from. It's wanting to do something, but then feeling like I'm not allowed to do that, and it makes me moody. And the Pisces Moon is already a moody sign. And also, it doesn't show here on this chart, but with Sidereal Astrology being a Virgo Ascendant, I also naturally have an Aries Vertex. And the vertex is this black hole, essentially, that just sits behind us. And anytime we make a big decision in life, that black hole opens and it starts feeding us this negative energy, and we have no idea where it's coming from. And having an Aries Vertex means it's all this inherent anger, it's all this frustration. And but the thing about the vertex, and something that I need to know, is a lot of the time the vertex energy has nothing to do with you and it doesn't belong to you. It's passed down to you through another plane of existence or from your ancestors, from your family. There's something about my family line with the Aries Vertex that they were not satisfied in life, and they didn't feel like they accomplished all the things that they wanted to accomplish in life. And therefore that inherent rage, that genetic anger, has passed down to me through my chart. And so anytime I go to make a big decision in life, that vertex opens up and my ancestors are feeding me their frustrations. They're giving me their anger about how they didn't get to do those, they didn't get to make those choices. They didn't get to do the things that they wanted to do. And having a vertex in Aries means that if I take the spectator seat in life, that I'll never be happy. The only way that I'm going to be able to activate my soul with the vertex is soul activation. The only way I'll be able to bring that out and to actually fulfill my potential and not get blocked and not let those big decisions throw a giant wall in my way is by me being assertive and doing the things that I'm wanting to do. So when you are not in action, you will be frustrated. The only way to get through these periods is to say, okay, I just need to do it. I just need to do it, and I just need to see what happens. And I guarantee that you will feel tremendously better. So a lot of that frustration comes from my Aries Vertex and my Mars squared with my Moon sign, and my natural Mercury and Sun being in the sign of Leo. So these are the things that you need to look at in your chart, and so you can see where it comes from. Because I'm not an Aries Moon, I'm a Pisces Moon, and I need to know the difference, because when you want to look at emotional health, there are different aspects and different things that you need to do and take care of in order to feel balanced and whole. And I'll never be able to do that if I'm following tropical astrological chart. Here we go. So Libra Ascendant, I resonated with wanting to be nice to people and to people please and to be a flirt. Well, guess what? This doesn't mean diddly squat, because I have a Pisces Moon, and Pisces are the martyrs of life. Pisces is all about compassion and about giving to others without asking for anything in return. So a lot of my kindness and a lot of my compassion, it's not my Libra Ascendant, it's my Pisces Moon. And also the fact that this saying that my ruler is Venus, my chart ruler is Venus, this also stems from the fact that Venus, the planet itself, is right next to my ascendant. When you have a planet that is borderline right next to your ascendant or in your first house, you will take on the characteristics of that sign or of that planet. So with a Virgo ascendant, my chart ruler is actually Mercury, and Mercury is going to be my accountability buddy in this life. That's why I'm all about communication. Like, I love communication. It is basically the key to everything. Awareness and communication. You can't go wrong with those two things. You can figure out anything. You can solve out anything just with those two things. But anyways, the Venus ascendant, the Venus attached to my ascendant gives me some of those qualities of the Libra, while also giving me some of the qualities of the Taurus sign, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. So that's where my Libra aspect comes from. I'm naturally going to be flirty, and also Leos are flirts. Leos are charming. That's also where that comes from. It's not that I'm a Libra ascendant. Also, I have a Libra in my second house, which is values and the things that I value. The things that I value are my friends and my relationships. It also means that I was raised in a way that, hey, this is what's fair. You get this because she got that, because they got this. A lot of people that had Libra in the second house, with being the house of value, is your parents instilled this in you, that you need to be nice. And also with the Libra in the second house, it might mean that I was raised with my parents having multiple partners. And so you had to learn how to separate your own thoughts. You had to learn how to separate your own feelings and be like, okay, I'm just going to do this because this person makes my mom happy, or this person makes my dad happy. Like, it's that people pleasing. Like, I just want you guys to be happy. I don't want conflict. So this whole people pleasing thing, and the thing that I value with this Libra ascendant, this is where that plays out. So hopefully that makes sense, right? So anything that you find in your tropical chart is in your sidereal chart somewhere. And the sidereal chart is more accurate, and this is what you need to look at. So we went over the ascendant, right? And where the Libra played out. We went into the Aries Moon, and where that played out, I just had an accent, or that played out. So yeah, a lot of that Aries Moon plays out in my egotistical, self-entitled nature as a Leo Sun, and also with my Mercury in Leo. Like, it's in there. This whole thing of me being a Virgo Sun and all the things of me resonating with Virgo, that's because I'm a Virgo Ascendant, not a Virgo Sun. So my purpose isn't to be a Virgo. My path is to use the tools of a Virgo to get to my Sun. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, if this was helpful, if this wasn't helpful. going through my chart and just looking at where the similarities are and where you can actually read your tropical stuff into your sidereal stuff, where it comes from, why you resonate with it, why you don't resonate with it. And I'd love to just dive in and just talk with you about it.